So today we'll be discussing about switch statement. Now switch is a multi-branching control statement. In the previous lecture, we had covered if else, for, while, do while control statements. Now in this lecture, we'll be covering about switch statement. So what is switch? Switch is a multi-branching control statement. Now what do you mean by multi-branching? Here the branching is multiple. Branching multiple means that there are various case values. Depending on the expression here, the various case values are being jumped into. Okay, the number of cases would be there, would be the number of branches that this switch case would be having. Now this is the basic syntax of switch case. Switch, then expression, then this is the switch case block that is being from the curly brace opening to the curly brace close. This is the switch case block. Now inside this switch case, various cases are written. For example here, see this value 1 is a case. Similarly, case value 2 would be there, case value 3 would be there. So it can be any number of cases can be here. And the last one is the default case. If all these cases are not satisfied, then this default cases gets satisfied. You'll understand this with the help of an example. Now see here how many keywords are there. Now this switch is a keyword and this case is also a keyword. Okay, two keywords are there. This default is also a keyword. So switch, case and default, these three are keywords here. Now this expression, what is an expression? Expression is anything, as I have explained earlier in if and while loop, there were expressions, right? What is an expression? Expression is anything that can be evaluated to a value, right? So here this expression would be evaluated to a value and this value will be matched with the value, with these values that are written after this case. After all these cases, values would be matched. Now these are called labels. This value 1 is a label. Okay, this value 1 is a label. After default there is no label. This label is only with this case keyword, right? And then after this label there is a colon. So this is the basic syntax. This is the basic syntax, and this statement 1, this statement 2, this belong to this particular case, right? This particular case. Now let's see this with the help of an example and it will be more clear to you. Now see here, the switch case is there. This is the body of the switch case. This is the body of the switch case. This one here, this is the expression. This is expression that has been under the bracket. Okay, now this case is the keyword, this case is the keyword, and this one is label. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, these are all labels, and this statement printf1, this belongs to this particular case. This print statement 2 belongs to this particular case 2, and this printf 3 belongs to this particular case 3, and this printfd belongs to this default. Okay, this default case. Now what is the working of switch statement? This expression here, you are seeing this expression num plus 2. Whatever value would be evaluated here, this value will be checked with the labels of all the cases. So how many labels are there here? 3 labels are there. So this value would be checked with each label, and that label which is being matched would be executed. Okay, that label which is matched would be executed, and this would be, that label would be executed. The statements below that label, that below that case, would be executed. Remember here, the statements below that case would be executed, right? So here, if I say this num value is 2 here, let's say this num value we put -1. If we put -1 here, what will be the value of this expression? -1 plus 2 would be 1. So which case should be executed? This case. Which case should be matched? This value 1 would be matched with this first case. Why? Because here the label is 1. So if we run this thing, then the statements below this case would be executed. So what are the statements that are below this case? These are all the statements that are below this case. So what will happen when we run this program? 1, 2, 3, D. All these statements got executed. Why? Because the statements below this particular case would get executed here. If I put the value here as 0, then what will happen? The value of this expression is now 2. So what will happen? These two will match the label of this particular case. So the statements below this would get executed, right? Let's run this. See, 2, 3, D are getting printed, right? If I put this value as 1, then what will happen? 3 and D get printed, right? If the value is 2, as was in the previous case, the value is 2, some value is 2, then what is happening? 2 plus 2 is 4. So it has not matched any case, so therefore this default D case has been executed. This is a little bit tricky program here. What we wanted was, if the case was 1, then only you should print 1. If the case was 2, then only this 2 should be printed here. And if the case was 3, then only 3 would have been printed here, right? So what we want here is that we want that after this case 1, the other cases should not get executed. So what we can do, we can do something that will allow us to exit from this switch case after printing this statement, right? Same would be the case with case 2, and same would be the case with case 3. Now C and C++ provides us with such a statement that allows us to exit any loop, any switch case immediately. Okay, so that statement is the break statement, right? So that statement is the break statement. Now we'll come to that part after some time. Now let's see what switch case does. So when a case value matches with the expression value, the statements that belong to the particular case value are executed. If no case values are matched with expression value, the set of statements that follow default will get executed. So this is what we had just seen through a program. Now see here, break statement. Now what is break statement? Break is a keyword in C++. Break is used to exit a loop abruptly. Break statement terminates the loop and control immediately goes to the statement after the loop. If nested loops are present, then break exits the innermost loop. Break is used to exit switch statement too. Generally, break statements are used after each case in switch statement so that only that particular case gets executed. Now see here, if I put here break in after every case statement, then what will happen is our code will only print those statements that are needed. So here case 2 would be satisfied. What will happen? Only 2 would be printed. See, only 2 has printed. Why? Because after printing 2, this break statement has exited this switch case and the control has gone here. If I put this value as 1, then only 3 will be executed. If I put this value as -1, then only 1 will get executed. So this is the use of break statement. Now break statement is also used to exit loop, as you have seen. So if I'm writing here, I put num equals to 0, num is less than 10, num plus plus, right? And here I'm saying printf percentage d comma num, and I wanted to print in next line, right? I want to print this in the next line. So let's run this program. Oh, I have not, right, put a semicolon here and return 0. Now it should be fine. Now see what it has done. It has printed from 0 to 9 till the value of num is less than 10, right? It has printed this thing. If you are not able to see it, then I will just font size is right. Okay, I'll just do this thing. See, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It has printed the value of num here, right? Now if I want that after the value gets 4, this loop should break. So if value of num is equal to 4, then this loop should terminate. If I do this, then what will happen is, see, till 4, whenever the value is 4, whenever the value is 4, the loop is getting terminated, right? So this loop was getting, whenever the value of num was equals to 4, break was executed and it exited the loop and the control reached here. So this is what break. Now let's see the example with a inner loop. Okay, so let's just add a inner loop here. So I have added a loop, the same loop I have added here, the same which will be doing the same thing. For j equals to 0, j is less than 10, j will be incremented and j's value would be printed here. J equals to percentage d, the value would be printed here. When if the value of j is equals to 4, then it will break. So what will happen is, now this j would be printed 4 times for each of this num value, right? So see, only the innermost loop is exited. Here see, the value of num was 0, j equals to 0, j equals to 1, j equals to 2, j equals to 3, j equals to 4 was printed here. So the control after this break statement moved to this statement, and therefore a new line was printed, and then again the loop was executed. So whenever break is encountered, it exists the innermost loop only, not the whole loop. The control didn't reach here, it just reached this printf statement because it exited from this for loop only. Okay, so this was about the break statement. Now see, break is a keyword in C++. Break is used to exit the loop abruptly. Break statement terminates the loop and control goes to the statement after the loop. We have checked this. If nested loops are present, then break exits the innermost loop. Break is also used to exit switch statement, and break statements are generally used after each case in switch statement, so that only that particular case gets executed. Now the other statement is continue statement. What continue statement does is, continue statement, it bypasses any statements after it and moves the control or execution to the expression that is test condition is in case of while and do while loop, and the increment statement in case of for loop. Okay, this is what continue statement does. So let's see an example here. If we are let's just remove this. Okay, now what this is doing, what this loop, this is printing. Let's just uncomment this for some time, for the time being. So what this program would be doing, it would be printing j values from 0 to 9. Now if I write continue here, if j equals to 4, then continue. What will happen is, here this j equals to 4, if I write it this, I will just fact it and write it here. Now what will happen is, when j equals to 4 would be there, the control would shift from this position to the incrementation, this block, increment statement. This will shift from, this will skip all the other statements and shift, the control will shift to here. So what will happen, this j equals to 4 would be skipped. So let's see, j equals to 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there, 4 is skipped, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is there, right? So if I change this code to, if j is greater than 4, then what will happen? If j is greater than 4, I am asking is to print only 0, 1, 2, 3. The moment j is greater than 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I am asking for printing only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. After printing, when the value of j is greater than 4, I want that the j's value should not be printed. This is what is happening here. J is greater than 4, then continue. Don't print. The statements are skipped after the continue statements. The statements after the continue are skipped. So what will happen here is, only j equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be printed, right? So this is what the use of continuous statement is. That is to skip the statement for some particular conditions, right? Now if I am using here while, say I am using here while, then what will happen, the control will shift to this test statement here. Now what I want is, j is less than 10, then print j, and here I have to also give j plus plus here, right? So what I do is, I'll just put the j plus plus here, so I will be printing from 1 to 9 here, right? So let's do this. Now let's try. Now what is it printing? It is printing from j 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's printing j equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. We have incremented j value here and we have checked this here. Now this here, this continue statement, the control is going back to this test condition. Okay, this control is going back to this test condition. So in case of while, the control will go back to test condition, and in case of increment, it will go back to the increment statement. Now, in case of for statement, in case of for loop, the continue will jump to the increment statement, and in while it will jump to the test condition, right? So this was about the continue statement. The continue is not used in switch because it is not needed, generally not needed there. So this was all about break, switch, and continue statements. Thank you for watching.